Unit 67, had to. Okay? So, формата на must. Have to. За минало време е had to. Сега, нещо, което сме казвали. Must е по принцип една дума, която стои изключително в сегашни времена. Must налага нашето отношение по отношение на това, което казвам. I must go. You must do it. Тоест, това касае конкретната ситуация. Така, когато говорим в минало време, много често ние изразяваме нещо от позиция на времето. Така че това налагане на практика, което стои по отношение на сегашните времена, го няма. Had to звучи изключително добре. Окей? Така, що се отнася до have to, знаем, have to, трябва. Що се отнася така до това, когато имаме външен фактор, който налага. Тоест, акцент не пада толкова върху това, че аз смятам нещо за важно, а по-скоро, че нещо налага това, което трябва да се направи. I have to go, because I start work at 8, например. Yes? Така. Или, с други думи, the past tense of must and have to is had to. Okay. The negative form. Okay. The negative form of don't have to, doesn't have to, is did not have to, didn't have to. Това, което знаем за отрицателната форма, don't have to, doesn't have to, не е нужно, не се налага, не се изисква. Това е смисълът. Така че, отрицателната форма I didn't have to do something, okay, на практика ще означава, че не беше нужно да върша нещо. Така. Тоест, have to като цяло приема спряжения. Had е миналото време, спомагателният ни глагол в сегашно време do, does, в минало време did. Окей, или на практика това, което виждате малко по-долу, had to, don't have to, doesn't have to, did not have to, didn't have to, the shorter form. When we talk about must, okay, it does not exist in the past. Okay, нещо, което казваме по отношение на must, че е една дума, която касае ситуация сега. Тя носи нашето отношение към момента в този смисъл, наистина, говорейки от позиция на времето вече, разказвайки нещо в миналото. Must няма тази идея. Mustn't. Още веднъж. Една отрицателна форма, която ще касае така ситуацията сега. You mustn't do this. Не бива да правиш това, не трябва да правиш това. Окей? И нещо, което казахме, че от позицията на времето, говорейки по този начин, липса на възможност, липса на позволение. I couldn't do this. Okay? I was not allowed to. Yes, I shouldn't do this. Също. Shouldn't можем да използваме в този контекст. Okay. And a few examples. I had to get up early when I went to school. Трябваше да ставам рано. I didn't have to do anything at home. Не беше нужно, не трябваше да върша нищо вкъщи. Okay. I didn't have to do anything at home. Okay. Okay, the text that we have. Well, Garri remembers his childhood in India. Childhood? Детство. When I was 4 years old, my family moved to India. My father had business there. We lived in a big house and had a lot of servants. At home I had to keep quiet because Mom was always tired and had her awful headaches. I had to learn my lessons well. I had to go to bed early. I had to stay in my room when Father met his very important business partners. I couldn't go to school on foot. Our driver had to drive me there and back home. I wanted to run in the park nearby with the other schoolboys, but I couldn't. I couldn't do that. At school, we had to wear a uniform, a black coat and trousers, black shoes, a white shirt and a tie. I hated the uniform because I had to be neat and tidy. We had to write long homework and to learn long and boring lessons. We had to behave well, to show respect to the teachers. We couldn't shout or fight or speak rudely to each other. It was nice that we didn't have to stay at school all day long, only in the morning. And we had very long holidays. I adored them, and I looked forward to them. Now, okay, let's look at the examples that we have first. Нека да погледнем нашите примери. At home, I had to keep quiet. Ако направим тези изречения в сегашни времена. Right now, I have to keep quiet at school. This is at home actually. This is something that shows a kind of rule, yes, regulation, something that I have to do. Okay, the next example there. I had to learn my lessons well. Okay, I had to go to bed early and I had to stay in my room. В сегашно време. I have to learn my lessons well, I have to go to bed early, and I have to stay in my room when my father meets his very important business partners. Наистина, това като упражнение е изключително хубаво да преминем в сегашно време. Така, тук на практика отново имаме някакъв външен фактор, който налага моето поведение. Окей? Нататък. I couldn't go to school. Окей. Липса на позволение. Забрана едва ли не. I couldn't go. Внимание върху couldn't. На практика това, което е реално казано в сегашно време от родителите. You can't go to school on foot. Or you mustn't go to school on foot. The driver, okay, has to drive you. Then back. Okay. Така, нататък. At school we had to wear. Okay. That was the regulation. That was the rule there. We had to wear a uniform. A black coat, сако, черно, trousers, панталони, black shoes and a white tie. Okay, tie, вратовръзка. Shirt, риза. Okay. I hated the uniform because I had to be, трябваше да бъда, okay, neat and tidy. Спретнат, чист, подреден, neat and tidy. I had to write long homework, to learn long and boring, скучни, досадни, lessons. We had to behave well. To behave, да се държим, като поведение. Yes, we had to behave well, to show respect to the teachers. To show respect to someone. Да показвам уважение към. Важно е да помним фрази. We couldn't shout. Окей, обърнете внимание и да си представим това, което реално е казано от учителите. You mustn't shout or fight or speak rudely to each other. Or you can't shout, fight or speak rudely to each other. It shows that it is forbidden. Това показва забрана. В минало време, точно това, което говорихме по отношение на отрицателната форма couldn't, забрана в миналото. We couldn't shout. Yes? It was nice that we didn't have to stay at school all day long. All day long, през целия ден. Окей, не беше нужно. Внимание върху отрицателната форма тук. Не беше нужно, не беше необходимо. We didn't have to, we didn't need to. Yes? Only in the morning. And we had very long holidays. I adored them. To adore, обожавам. And I looked forward to them. To look forward to something, очаквам с нетърпение. Okay, and actually 2 questions for you. What did Garri have to do while he lived in India? He had to keep quiet when he was at home. Yes? He had to learn his lessons well. He had to go to bed early. He had to stay in his room when his father, okay, met his partners. Okay? What else? He had to wear a uniform. He had to be neat and tidy. He had to write long homeworks, and he had to learn long and boring lessons. He had to behave well. Okay? So, and what didn't he have to do while he lived in India? He didn't have to stay at school all day long. Okay? Our next exercise, we have sentences in the present tense. Имаме изречение в сегашно време. I must get up early today. Okay? Or tomorrow. Yes? I had to get up early yesterday. Okay? I must phone him immediately. I had to. Okay, I had to phone him immediately. Two, I don't have to write the article now. Не е нужно, не се налага. Внимание още веднъж върху отрицателната форма на have to. Не трябва, не е нужно. I don't have to. Okay? I didn't have to write the article then. Тогава. В миналото, now, then. Okay? Okay, I didn't have to write. Okay, number 3. She must drive slowly. She had to drive slowly. Обърнете внимание в какъв контекст бих казал she must drive slowly. Okay? По отношение сега или за напред, нещо, което ще се случи. Тоест, тя тръгва сега с колата и аз казвам she has to be careful, she must be careful, she must drive slowly. Тя трябва да кара внимателно. Така. Обърнете внимание, в миналото, на практика ние вече имаме реално нещо, което се е случило. Един такъв израз, изкаран от контекст. She had to drive slowly. Може да значи налагаше се да кара бавно because of the bad weather, заради времето. Okay. So, she had to drive slowly. 4. Mr. Jones has to buy a return ticket for his business trip. Okay, quite clear here, Mr. Jones. Okay. He had to, yes? He had to buy a return ticket. Билет за връщане. A return ticket. Важно е да помним изрази. Okay. For his business trip. Okay, 5. Paul doesn't have to walk. He can take the bus. It's not necessary to walk. There is another option. He can take the bus. He didn't have to walk. Okay? Okay, he didn't have to walk. Paul didn't have to walk. He could take the bus. Six. Alice must work harder. Her tests are poor. Okay, right now. So, this is what I think. She must work really harder. Talking about last year. Да си представим, че говорим за миналата година. She had to work harder because her tests were poor. Yes? Обърнете внимание как на практика изречението в минало време излиза от контекста на сегашното налагане на отношение. Yes? Okay, she had to work harder. Her tests were poor. Poor, недобри, лоши. Okay, слаби като оценка. 7. I must be there at 8. The lecture begins at 8:15, 8:15. I had to be there. At 8 a.m. The lecture began. At 8:15. Okay. 8. I can't go because I must finish my project. Okay. I couldn't go because I had to finish. I couldn't go because my project. 9. Okay. Francisco doesn't have to send me an email. He can just phone me. It is not necessary. He doesn't need. He doesn't have to. Внимание още веднъж върху смисълът на don't have to, doesn't have to. Okay. В минало време he didn't have to send me. He could phone me. Yes? So, Francisco. Okay, didn't have to send me an email. He could just phone me. Okay. Okay, he could just phone me. Можеше само да ми се обади, точно да ми се обади. Okay. Number 10. I really must have a rest because I work a lot. I really had to. Had to have. Инфинитивна форма. I had to have. Yes? След have to, had to. Нали, имаме инфинитивна форма have. I really had to have. Наистина трябваше да взема почивка. Okay. A rest because I worked a lot. Because I worked a lot. Защото работех много. Okay. Our next exercise. Нашето следващо упражнение. Отговорете на въпроси с had to. Внимание, едно упражнение, което е изключително хубаво в контекста на това кога да използваме had to. Употребата на had to, особено в минало време, стои много добре като причина защо е трябвало да направим нещо. Okay? Number one. Why weren't you online last time we had a lesson? Okay, I had to work late. Внимание, to work late. Работя до късно. To sleep late. Спя до късно. Тоест без допълнителен предлог с late. Okay, I had to work late. Трябваше да работя до късно. След had to, инфинитивна форма на глагол. Okay. 2. Why were you late for work in the morning? Walk the dog. I had to walk the dog. Трябваше да разходя кучето. 3. Why didn't you do the washing up last night? Още веднъж. Why didn't you do the washing up? Защо не изми чиниите? Go to bed early. I had to go to bed early. Трябваше да си легна рано. I had to go to bed early. 4. Why were you at the airport on Sunday? Защо беше на летището? Why were you at the airport? At предлог, който ще показва къде. Yes? So, I had to meet guests from China. Трябваше да посрещна гости от Китай. I had to meet guests from China. 5. Why didn't your guest arrive? Why didn't your guests arrive? Защо не пристигнаха гостите ти? They had to stop in Hong Kong. Трябваше да спрат. Окей, Hong Kong. Six. Why didn't you do your self-test? Why didn't you do your self-test? Self-test? Тест, който правим сами за себе си. Visit a relative in hospital. Okay, I had to visit a relative in hospital. Okay, I had to visit a relative in hospital. Така, обърнете внимание. A relative in hospital. Обърнете внимание, че нямаме in the hospital и на hospital. Идеята е, че when somebody is in hospital, някой е в болница болен. В този смисъл не е важно в коя болница. Мога да кажа I had to visit a relative in the hospital. Тогава имам като идея конкретна болница. Окей? Така, т.е. има един лек нюанс в смисъла. Докато употребата на hospital и не само hospital, school, prison, така доста думи без членуване. Обърнете внимание, че по-скоро се касае за състояние. If somebody is in hospital, he is ill there. If somebody is at school, they are studying there. Yes? Okay. 7. Why didn't you tell me about Mary? I had to keep a secret. Okay, I had to keep a secret. To keep a secret, да пазя тайна. 8. Why did you leave your office earlier last night? I had to be at home. I had to be home. Мога и по двата начина. At home или home. I had to be home at 6. To be home, да съм си вкъщи, да се върна. Може да има и този смисъл. I had to be home at 6. Okay. 9. Why didn't you want to give me a lift? To give someone a lift, да закарам някой с кола някъде. Okay. Why didn't you want to give me a lift? I had to drive my wife to the bank. Трябваше да закарам жена ми до банката. To drive someone somewhere. Or to a place. Yes? I had to drive my wife to the bank. And one left, number 10. Okay. Why couldn't you go on holiday last summer? I had to renovate my house. Обновявам. Yes. I had to my house. I had to renovate my house. Okay. Така, наистина е важно да изговаряме и да упражняваме всичко, което учим говоримо. Question 1. What did you have to do when you were a child? I had to go to school every day. Okay, what didn't you have to do then? I didn't have to work. Yes, number 3. What time did you have to be back home when you were a teenager? Well, I had to be at home, at 8:30 p.m., 9, something like this. 4. What did you do? What did you have to do as a student? I had to study my lessons well. Yes? So, what about you? Number 5. What did you have to learn in your last English lesson? This is a question for you. Okay? You have to answer. So, number 6. What homework did you have to write? Once again, this is a question for you. Okay? I had to write a homework about... Yes? 7. What did your teacher have to explain to you? He had to explain, for example, the grammar tenses. Yes? 8. What did he have to ask, but he didn't? I had to ask a question about the past simple tense. Okay? 9. What did you have to do at home, at work, at school yesterday? I had to clean my house. I had to do the dishes. Okay, what else? I had to go shopping. What about you? 10. Where did you have to go last week, but you didn't want to? Okay, you can think of something. I had to visit, well, some people, but I didn't. I didn't want to. But I had to, so I went. Okay? So I went over to see them. Така. Окей, още веднъж обърнете внимание, че had to в контекста на минало време. I had to do something. Трябваше да направя нещо. Казвайки това, на практика най-често аз имам някакво следствие от това. Обърнете внимание. Номер 10. Where did you have to go? But you didn't want to. Това, което аз казах. I had to visit some people there, but I didn't want to. But I had to, so I went. I went over to see them. Така че отидох да ги видя. Така. Тоест, казвам това, тъй като ще имаме няколко израза различни, които в български ще звучат по един начин. Така. Българската дума трябва се използва изключително широко. Както виждате, имаме различни думи, които стоят в различен контекст и с различен нюанс в смисъл. Употребата на must, should, have to за сегашните времена. Нещо, което сме учили. Сега по отношение на миналото също. Когато аз кажа I had to do something, това означава, че най-често това, което казвам, логично е свързано с някакво следствие от това, че е трябвало да направя нещо. Така, ако кажа обаче, трябваше да направя нещо, но не го направих. Изразяване по-скоро на съжаление за това, че не съм го направил. Обърнете внимание, ще използваме един изцяло различен израз. Should have done. Нещо, което ще учим така скоро. Тоест, трябваше да го направя, обаче не го направих. I should have done this, but I didn't. And now I regret it. Okay. Okay, our next exercise, once again, questions. Още веднъж въпроси. Така, имаме отговорите, трябва да зададем логичен въпрос. Yes, I did. Did you have to take care of your younger brother, sister? Okay. Yes, I did is the answer. Обърнете внимание при have to, употребата по този начин, do, did съответно в минало време спомагателният глагол. Така, example, no, I didn't have to. Okay, I know that yesterday you went shopping. Did you have to buy milk, for example? No, I didn't have to, because we had enough at home. Окей, трябваше ли да купиш мляко? Беше ли необходимо? В този смисъл. Did you have to buy milk? No, I didn't have to buy milk because we had enough at home. 2. Be at school on time. Okay. So. Okay, what can we say here? Be at school on time. На практика това е един вид заповедна форма. Be at school on time. Okay, what did you have to do when you were a teenager? Be at school on time. Да бъда на училище на време. Okay. What did you have to do? Какво трябваше да правиш? What did you have to do when you were a teenager? Be at school on time. Okay. So, 3. Yes, I had to do this every day. So, did you have to study your lessons? Yes, I had to do this every day. 4. Yes, she had to do it. Okay, for example, what? Did your mom have to prepare breakfast for you every morning? Yes, she had to do it. Okay, for example. Okay, number 5. No, they didn't have to. Okay. So. Okay. Okay. So we need a question in the past. Okay, talking about when you were a teenager and you were going to school every day. Did your friends have to come to your house every day? Okay. No, they didn't have to. Okay, трябваше ли твоите приятели да идват до вас всеки ден? No, they didn't have to. Did they have to come to, okay, to your house? Okay. 6. No, my father didn't have to do it. Okay. Did your father have to drive you to school? Okay. Did he have to drive you to school? Трябваше ли да те кара до училище? No, my father didn't have to do it. To walk the dog in the morning. Okay, what did he have to do actually? To walk the dog in the morning. To dust the keyboard and the screen of the monitor. Okay, so what are the things that you have to do now? Okay, to dust, забърсвам прах. Okay, to dust the keyboard and the screen of the monitor. Зададах въпрос нарочно по този начин. What are the things that you have to do now? Okay, обърнете внимание. What are the things? Тук е въпроса. Втората част не е въпросителна. Okay, what are the things which you had to do, that you had to do? Okay. Ако е в миналото време, ако е в минало време, okay. Абсолютно мога да отговоря по този начин отново. 9. She didn't have to do any of these things. Okay. So. Okay. Did your mother have to help you with your studies? Okay. Or did she have to help you with some other things there? No, she didn't have to do any of these things. Okay. And 10, I had to do it, but I couldn't. Okay. Well. So, did you have to do sports? Okay, to do exercises, for example, early in the morning. Well, I had to. Okay, I had to do it, but I couldn't. Okay, that's it. Така, още веднъж една илюстрация по отношение употребата на had to, въпроси, отрицания. Okay, well, that's it.